Hey folks, welcome to BoxminingAI. I'm Michael.
I'm Ron.
Today we're going to do a very quick rundown on what is going on with the latest free OpenClaw update. 3.24. I just lost my phone, but regardless, let's move on. Let's talk about the key new features of what's been updated and what is actually interesting and exciting. First and foremost, their headline feature is actually a integration with the OpenAI's platform, Web UI. All right, this is very interesting because after all, OpenClaw was bought by OpenAI,
Yep.
and that deeper integration where you can talk to sub agents is becoming quite core. I mean, this is one of their new features, so I feel it's like a catch-up game, right? OpenAI, they're not doing super well right now. After they kill Sora,
Yeah.
they really want to push out and compete with Claude Code. So after purchasing OpenClaw, they want to do that integration. So it makes sense. I see where they're going. All right, it's not about this integration because yet again I don't use
OpenAI.
OpenAI. But that being said, I can see where they're trying to go to shove a few features down OpenClaw's throat on that.
But maybe I don't doubt that they will do well because they are funneling those resources from Sora to GPT and Codex. So
Maybe
it'll take a few weeks, right?
maybe. We'll see. Well, for the rest of us, okay, who's bring your own model to work, here's a new feature. So this is the newest skill update on their panel. So this is previously on 3.13, they updated the panel to include installation. So you can search skills directly in your OpenClaw dashboard. So just a few more buttons here. Am I zoomed in too much?
Yeah, zoomed in too much.
I'm zoomed in too much. Okay, let me zoom out about here. So overall, we've seen that this was the kind of the gist of things with the last update, where they are trying as hard as they can to make extensions work well.
Yeah.
Right. That being said, of course, these extensions are community developed, so I would say this is probably good for long term, but short term, I still manually inspect the skills first because I don't want to install something that would compromise my system. So exactly. I appreciate the update. But that being said, I'm probably still gonna go on Claude Hub myself to do things. We have an update on Slack interactivity native team. So this is just supporting more platforms better. And then what else is there?
The Discord naming threads.
Oh yeah. So if you're using Discord and you're using threads, this is quite important for like people who are using it in Discord. So how we work with our claws right now as an entire team is that we have a bot, but then they have threads inside. So they perform particular functions. So say if we want to do something on Nemo Claude, we have a Nemo Claude thread. But before, when we created threads, we were lazy. We just named them whatever. Like, oh, we make a new thread. Okay, let me talk to you. Okay, and but we have no idea what's going on. So I think this is just a very strong quality of life improvement feature here. Not too much else, right? Like this Telegram WhatsApp fixes. And again, bug fixes. Oh, photo uploading reliability. Hopefully your bot's more reliable. Yeah, some changes on web search on Slack, but overall, I think this week the community has really been shifting to a topic that we really want to cover today. Just one last thing I want to say. There was one update earlier this week, and the biggest change that they have is they have something called by the way BTW.
Yep.
So you can type BT on this one, new one. You can type BTW. Oh yeah, there's two things actually. /BTW. So this works on multiple platforms. So even if you're talking Telegram, not just with the TUI, but you can ask a side question when it's doing its work. I think that was probably the biggest quality of life change this week.
Yeah.
I would say it's definitely not getting attention to this, but it's like, by the way, hey, what are you gonna eat for lunch? Sort of thing. And you don't interrupt someone's work. Right.
Personally, the BTW is super useful if you're debugging something midway. So, for example, in the beginning, you'd give the debugging task and then they would work on it. But towards the middle, there are like, you have like 4 or 5 questions. And some of these questions can pollute the main one, which really affect the output
performance. Yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah.
So BTW is really good if you have multiple questions
Yep. So it's
for
that slash BTW. That's personally I find that most useful.
Yep.
The other one is slash tool.
Hmm.
So this is new now. So you can actually show ask your bot to show you what tools it's using in the session.
Yeah.
This is actually quite important if you have a lot of tools
Hmm.
and sometimes if they duplicate, then you know exactly which one you're using. So yesterday we had this problem. We were have an image generator and a thumbnail generator.
Yeah.
They're both different skills, different tools.
Hmm.
But I called on the wrong one.
Yeah.
So that's it's just like a quality of life improvement there. But I think the biggest elephant in the room that I want to address at the end of the video, but so here is that Claude Code is rapidly kind of encroaching on OpenClaw's territory, and a lot of people are saying, OpenClaw is dead.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just put this towards the end of the video just to have a discussion. So what do you think, Ron? Like, what's your kind of take on it?
I think, obviously Claude is so much better now, right? It's like the go-to now for most people, but I wouldn't say OpenClaw is dead.
Dead.
Okay, I mean, we've seen the comments from our past videos. They're like, "Oh, why you guys are still talking about OpenClaw?"
Right.
But it's like OpenClaw at the end of the day is still an open source tool that you can use where you have full control. The people that are effectively and efficiently using OpenClaw they're able to rival what Claude is able to provide.
Yeah, and I think it's a different approach because OpenClaw, there are a few things that I found very good, right? So let's say, for example, we're doing, sorry about my ugly face, but we're doing thumbnails, and sometimes like you're on the go, you just want to update a few thumbnails, you want to just change things around, and OpenClaw is really good at like an assistant sort of role, right? I think that's where it shines. That's why I spent quite a lot of time yesterday to really fine tune each of its individual skills so it really delivers exactly what it wants. So like, now it delivers like 5 images for me. Let me choose an option and then automatically updates on YouTube, right? So this is like it's not unique to OpenClaw, but it's like it's something it does very well. On top of that, OpenClaw is very proactive, so it will like search, oh hey, you got a new video update, or a competitor released this video. Do you want to do something? So I feel like OpenClaw has that initiative, which Claude currently doesn't have as much.
Yeah.
But that being said, of course, because Claude is very programming focused, it has a lot of tool uses, and it's like it's for getting shit done.
Yeah.
Right. Claude Code Work is becoming very, very popular as an alternative because you can now connect to Telegram also. You can what else is there? Oh yeah, you can manage your computer, so you can manage files with Code Work. So yeah, it's rapidly like you can see that OpenClaw opened up this whole your digital assistant category. Claude Code was let's code some shit.
Yeah, let's get stuff done.
Yeah. But you can see they're rapidly encroaching on this territory.
Yeah.
And then you can see OpenClaw in the last few updates as well. They were doing, it was very much on ACP, agent context provenance, but they were trying to let OpenClaw control Claude Code. So you can see that they're kind of converging.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's particular strengths and weaknesses to each one. So.
But I think that will be the point where most exciting things will happen soon. I have this feeling, like I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie. I think we'll see.
We'll see, and it's exciting. We use both right now, and I do have to say that's something interesting. It's if you find your Claw not very useful, I have an upcoming video where I go down deep to talk about how we fixed a few of our OpenClaw's problems. This is actually a summary of what happened. So actually, does it reveal key? No, it's okay. It's a redacted key. Don't worry about it. But the way that we set things up was that there were overlapping skills. There was skill duplication. When you first set up your Claw, you want to get things done fast. But the problem is over time, because you do things so quickly, there's so much duplication that causes problems later down the road. So that's an upcoming video on how to fix your Claw. I think it's probably more important than watching this video. I think. Sorry to share on myself, but like because development is not that fast, right? But I think like if you want your Claw to get working well, upcoming video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. This is coming to show you guys like step by step how we fixed it and make sure things are working. There was a lot of anger yesterday.
Yeah,
definitely. A lot of shaking this Claw, but we got it working today to a semi-working state.
Yeah.
So Yeah, with that, guys, I know this video is getting a little bit too long. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Shining out.
Shannon,
Sure, I said you.
my line.
I sure. Sorry.